Welcome, grade 11 students from UMS, Discipline and Ideas in the Applied Social Sciences. We are in Module 1, Counseling, Lesson 2. I am Dr. Annabeth Lopez. Of course, our expectations, you find your comfortable place where you can watch, listen, and understand this lesson. Get ready with your notebooks to jot down important points or information. And please submit your output as soon as you are finished. So this part will be recorded and will be part of your written examinations or written work. And so be prepared also to a short quiz and make sure that you answered your answer should be in your notebook in of course DS, Discipline in Applied Social Sciences. All right. What is our goal today? So it is to define counseling and to identify the different goals of counseling and provide specific examples for each. So let us have a pretest first. The following statements enable you to reflect on or figure out your level of understanding about counseling. You are required to agree or disagree on each of the following statements. So please put a check mark if you agree and a cross mark if you disagree. Repeat the same process after completing the module. Can you see any changes or differences in your answers? What new knowledge have you acquired about counseling? So before the module study, and these are the statements. Counseling as an art is the subjective aspect of therapy. This fosters a versatile and innovative process by which the advisor modifies the approach to meet the changing needs of clients. Then you can fill up this after the module study. So remedial strategies are to help the company resolve and manage the adverse developments. Then counseling happens when a person who is in distress requests and encourages another person to enter a certain kind of relationship with him and or her. Licensed qualified scholars may provide advice to individuals, associations, organizations, or the general public concerning the application of the concepts, methods, or procedures of clinical counseling to assist individuals in the achievement of more successful financial, social, educational, or career growth and adaptation. Now, the way we perceive or view things, people, events, and our environment is influenced by our values. Counselors handle sensitive knowledge about clients with trust, whether directly or implicitly through inference. In the light of the philosophy of utilitarianism in relation to beneficence, the implementation of utilitarianism should be able to make an ethical judgment considering the cost and benefits of individual. Marriage and family therapy apply to attempts to create a supportive relationship with a spouse or family and to identify problems in the family system. The primary duty of a counselor is to uphold the integrity and to support the well-being of clients. So please be ready to answer the following by answering if it's true, if it's false, write your statement or explanation why the statement is incorrect. Number one, counseling stresses the clients taking responsibility over their actions. Two, counselors give advice to clients to help them solve their problems. Three, counseling can be an avenue for self-exploration and self-discovery wherein the clients can gain more understanding about the self. Four, counseling is a helping relationship between counselors and clients. Five, counseling is an art where counselors learn the skill of persuading and influencing clients to actions. Let us have some brief introduction. The severity and prevalence of social issues have a direct and significant effect on people's psychological conditions. The circumstances of psychological damage, the past of trauma, and even the practice of shock are a source of anxiety. Such circumstances involve the integrative efforts of the psychological sciences and the digital social sciences to solve social issues that cause human distress. Counseling as a specialty has grown out of the need for institutionalized resources to support and help people in circumstances of difficulty in their lives. Professionals in this field, called counselors, support those in need of clinical assistance in finding meaning, dealing with the difficulty of life, and adjusting to new environments. As cases of psychological and mental well-being rise and the condition of social instability rises, therapy becomes important. This introduces you to the practice of counseling. If you are interested in knowing this profession, this is your chance to feel what it is, where its work settings are, and how it works. What's the meaning of counseling? Nice Tool 2003 defined counseling as essentially an art and a science in which you seek to weigh the objective and subjective aspects of the counseling process. Counseling as an art is the subjective dimension of advice. It maintains a flexible and creative process by which the counselor modifies the approach in order to meet the growing needs of clients. It is also related to the act of giving oneself and being compassionate in therapy processes. So, the discipline of counseling. Counseling as a science, on the other hand, is the objective dimension of the consultation process. Counselors who are discerning and who acquire skills to formulate critical conclusions and inferences by Nice Tool 2003. The art and science of psychology means an intensification of the Boulder method scientist practitioner paradigm by Myers 2007. The model illustrates the incorporation of art and science into therapy, which forms recommendations that incorporate theory and practice. In practical terms, therapy happens when a person who is in distress asks for support and encourages another person to enter a kind of relationship with him and or her. It is indicative of someone seeking counseling request for time and attention from a person who will listen, who will allow him and or her to speak, and who will not condemn and criticize him and or her. This type of relationship is a formal aid in which a counselor-counselee relationship is established. The informal aid is asking for formal assistance in some ways, such as the presence of good listening skills, compassion, and caring capacity. However, there is a higher degree of confidentiality and objectivity in the context of structured assistance. People trust that the counselor will uphold his oath of allegiance as a licensed counselor and will abide by his code of ethics and professional principles by Nice Tool 2003. Counseling is a vital part of assisting not only in social work but also in education. It is a process of helping a person seeking help. Counseling happens when you meet a qualified specialist who has the expertise, experience, and orientation to provide the services needed. A trained professional is a counselor who will accompany you, listen to you, and help you achieve your goals. So that is a counselor. You help others achieve their goals. You accompany them by listening to them. I help Based on the Guidance and Counseling Act of 2004, guidance and counseling is a profession that involves the application of a integrated approach to the development of a well-functioning individual through provision in accordance with its interests, needs, and abilities. At the American Therapy Association or ACA conference in Pittsburgh in March 2010, members reached an agreement on the common concept of therapy. They accepted that therapy is a therapeutic partnership that empowers diverse people, communities, and organizations to achieve mental health, well-being, education, and career goals by Kaplan, Travis, and Gladding 2014. This concept talks about inspiring people, families, groups, and communities to achieve their goals in life. What's the goals of counseling? The goal setting is a key component of individual, group, organizational, and community success. Counseling, like any form of assistance, must be motivated by objectives. It will be more difficult to achieve the desired target if we do not or are not conscious of the objectives. The primary objective of counseling is to help people use their prevailing social skills and problem solving skills more functionally or to develop new survival and coping skills. The comprehensive and broad therapy goals defined by Gibson and Mitchell 2003 are as follows. The goals of counseling. Number one, development goals. Assist in meeting or advancing the client's human growth and development, including social, personal, emotional, cognitive, and physical wellness. 2. Preventive goals helps the client avoid some undesired outcome. 3. Enhancement goals enhance special skills and abilities. 4. Remedial goals assisting client to overcome and treat an undesirable development. 5. Exploratory goals examining options, testing of skills, trying new and different activities, etc. 6. Reinforcement goals helps client in recognizing that what they are doing, thinking, and feeling is fine. 7. Cognitive skills or goals involves acquiring the basic foundation of learning and cognitive skills. 8. Physiological goals involves acquiring the basic understanding and habits for good health. And 9, psychological goals aids in developing good social interaction skills, learning emotional control, and developing positive self-concept. The goals of counseling also is that the list consists of insight-based problems related to others, self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-actualization, liberation, problem-solving, psychological education, cognitive improvement, behavioral change, structural change, empowerment, reconciliation, and generativity. Such things briefly listed below are nevertheless demanding, motivating goals. The counselors, however, tend to be motivated by these therapy goals. For example, the goal is insight. It means understanding of the origins and development of emotional difficulties, leading to an increased capacity to take rational control over feelings and actions. Relating with others. It means becoming better able to form and maintain meaningful and satisfying relationship with other people, for example, within the family or workplace. Self-awareness, becoming more aware of thoughts and feelings that had been blocked off or denied, or developing a more accurate sense of how self is perceived by others. Self-acceptance, the development of a positive attitude towards self, marked by an ability to acknowledge areas of experience that had been the subject of self-criticism and rejection. Self-actualization, moving in the direction of fulfilling potential or achieving an integration of previously conflict parts of self. Enlightenment, assisting the client to arrive at a higher state of spiritual awakening. So these are the goals of counseling. So pag may magpapa-counsel sa inyo, be able to identify which of these goals are you trying to improve among them, or what are their goals? What do you think is the best for them? So, meron tayong insight, relating with others, self-awareness, self-acceptance, and then self-actualization and enlightenment. Behavioral change, the modification or replacement of maladaptive or self-destruct patterns of behavior. Systemic change, introducing change into the way in that social systems operate. Empowerment, working on skills, awareness, and knowledge that will enable the client to take control of his or her own life. Yan. Restitution, helping the client to make amends for previous destructive behavior. Generativity, inspiring in the person a desire and capacity to care for others and pass on knowledge and to contribute to the collective good through political engagement and community work. So, a wide range of human problems are creating a wider scope and field of advice. In general, the spectrum of treatment includes individual counseling, marital and premarital counseling, family counseling, and group counseling. These are the scope of counseling. Ito yung sinasakop ng counseling. It is a specific term with diverse definition and objectives. The goals listed above reflect the nature of the advice. Counseling is important in nearly every area of a person's life: cognitive, mental, economic, financial, psychological, and others. It is also applied to individuals, families, and groups. There are several topics related to individual therapy, such as depression, sexual harassment, anxiety, class relationships, faith, philosophy, teenage problems, loss, frustration, tension, vocation, studies, and others. In terms of family therapy, problems include divorce, family dynamics, life changes, miscommunication, envy, money issues, parenting, remarriage, and others. The scope of practice for the 4754-15 scope of practice for licensed professional counselors is more focused topic relevant to the quality of advice. This covers the privileges and duties of licensed lawyers, including the following. Number one, afford counseling services to individuals, groups, organizations, or the general public comprising of application of clinical counseling principles, methods, or procedures to assist individuals in realizing effective personal, social, educational, or career development and adjustment. Number two, apply clinical counseling principles, methods, and procedures means an approach to counseling that emphasizes the counselor's role in systematically assisting clients through all of the following: assessing and providing a treatment plan for mental and emotional adjustment or development. It may include counseling, appraisal, consulting, supervision, administration, and referral. Number three, licensed professional counselors may get a fee, salary, or other other considerations. Engage in the diagnosis and treatment of mental and emotional disorders, psychologists, psychiatrists, independent marriage and family therapist, or independent social worker. Provide training supervision for student and registered counselor trainees when services are within their scope of practice, which does not include supervision of the diagnosis and treatment of mental and emotional disorders. Licensed professional counselors may also get a fee, salary, or other consideration. The set of core values is a key component of an organization. It has a significant influence on other organizational components, more specifically to its members. It serves as standards that shape the members' behavior in their interaction with their clients and other people. Different professions, especially those who require licensure like counseling, have its own set of core values, values that are instilled among its members. Below are present the core values and ethical standards of counseling. I need help. Where will I go? Instruct. Your instruction would be if something is bothering you about life matters, academics, relationship, family, identity, and financial concern, with whom will you share your problem? Will you pursue a Now, let us try to answer this activity. I need help. Where will I go? Can you please answer this? If something is bothering you about life matters, academics, relationships, family, identity, and financial concerns, with whom will you share your problem? So, will you pursue a formal help or a non-formal help? Or, ibig sabihin, you will ask a counselor or not. Why or why not? Explain your answer. Then answer the following questions briefly. Why is counseling an art and at the same time a science? And number two, why is counseling defined as a relationship? What are the characteristics of a counseling relationship? And number three, why is counseling referred to as an emerging helping profession? So let us remember that counseling is defined as a process, as a relationship, as an art, as a science, and as an emerging profession. The purposes and goals of counseling can be categorized into major and specific goals. The crucial element in the establishment of goals in the counseling process is the party who sets these goals. The client takes the lead while the counselor assists. Thank you for listening and watching. Again, prepare your answers and submit it through your DS notebook. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.